Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are the MTG Paper Legacy Discord, Twitch, and this is the Tuesday night fight night. And tonight I am joined by my co-host, John, Dr. Leo. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's a beautiful day here in northern Arizona. Birds are chirping, spring's really coming, and I'm inside watching some good Paper Legacy, so I can't complain.
Yeah, and we have an amazing 3 rounds prepped for you all tonight. Tonight's a very fun mod night, so some of us, the mods, will be fighting you out there. You'll get to see some of the spice that we like to play with, and it's gonna be a good time.
As well as the
First,
fact that most of the time we get called out, and there's a little bit of grudges. I've been on the receiving end of that sometimes where they unorthodox bird, my storm mentor, who we had a match during a tournament. I got him, and he wanted revenge in the mod fight night. So, we sometimes have a little bit of grief in between, but it's a fun time either way.
so this first round here, we have our mod Astrid on Burn and Discordant Andy on a Sneak and Show. Now, yesterday Andy annihilated me on this list. Uh, he is pretty good with it, and I know he enjoys playing it a lot. So, should be a good match to watch.
Yeah, so this is very much a matchup of play draw. That's where everything is play draw in this, and with Astrid being on the draw, if I remember correctly, I do believe Astrid was on the draw.
Yes.
Yes, Astrid on the draw. That already gives Andy the advantage, as well as the fact that he had the force will for the Eidolon, because Eidolon is one of the most important cards in this matchup because of the fact that if you don't have A plus B with the combo, you are just going to be cantripping every single turn. So an Eidolon is one of the fastest clocks, and I always give a shout out whenever I see a sneak and show to my homie Kevin, who literally taught me the ropes when it came to Legacy. Uh, Beat me up on Sneak and Show all the time, and Eidolon is never a card that he ever let resolve.
Well, we just saw a sneak and show or a show and tell just there. Astrid putting in Mountain and Andy putting in Gristlebrand, which you know is a big problem
Yeah.
for
So
both of them, right? Because Andy can't activate yet, and Astrid needs to deal with it fast. And yeah, we're gonna see Astrid just picking up there because with that life gain on board, I think Burn, if they can't get there that turn, is gonna have a real hard time.
yeah, how you can tell a good sneak and show pilot is if they against burn if they draw seven the first time, because if they don't if they draw seven immediately, a good burn pilot can kill you right then.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what's it called? Oh, a good sneak and show pilot, they will just realize the value of just Grizzlebrand just being Grizzlebrand, a 7/7 life linker, and just never draw anything. You have won the game if you have the Grizzlebrand on the field. And this is what I was saying, that the importance of this matchup is play draw. We saw Asher was on the draw. He didn't get the chance for the Eidolon to resolve. There you go. Oh, that's how the game goes. But going to sideboard, we do have some sideboard tech. So to go over for Astrid, who she's going to be on the play, we have two Graph Digger's Cage, three Pyroblasts, three Searing Blood, three Smash Smithereens, two Ensnaring Bridges, and two Sulfuric Vortexes. What are you going to bring in again, and why?
So I think so. Pyroblast easy. Um, the only other thing I can potentially get behind is Ensnaring Bridge, but it might be too slow.
I'm right there with you. It's one of those things that Ensnaring Bridge can be a lights out, but this is a Cunning Wish build, so it is running the. If let me double check,
It
no
is running
release
Release
the.
the Ants.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
there we go. There is the
it
release the
is.
ants, and that is what it is. If you understand that, some sneak and show players have gone away from it. I personally think that is the biggest mistake that you can possibly do. Cunning Wish for the release the ants to defeat a bridge is one of the best things you could do when you have sneak and show.
Yeah,
So
and I'm not sure Astrid wants to take a turn off to cast a 3 CMC spell in this matchup.
yeah,
It feels like it might end up being, too slow. Oh, good
yeah,
point, Cathor. Bring it in off show and tell. That is a good point. Um,
yeah,
yeah.
but
No, I actually like that a lot.
yeah, it's not the worst idea. But there is ways to get around it, and I don't know if diluting your deck for that is where you want to go, especially since everything you do is what you want to do. Like bringing the 3 Pyroblast for maybe like hey 3 of like any of the lava spikes, the weaker the burn spells, I could definitely see. Price of Progress is very much on the iffy side because, as far as I know, most Sneak and Show lists are on 3 basics and can efficiently go off of it. This is on a 3. Is there mountain? Nope, just 3 island. So do need to fetch for at least one non-basic. So therefore, Price of Progress is live in this build.
And I know at least when I was playing against Andy the other day, even though I was not on a wasteland or land punishing deck, he pretty aggressively fetched the basics up, which I think is just correct anyway if you can get by
Oh
with
yeah,
that. And especially in this matchup where yeah, price of progress, it's just gonna be lights out.
yeah.
Um
So coming over to Discord and Andy's his board, we have 1 Intuition, 2 Boseiju who shelters all, 2 Pyroclasm, 1 Flusterstorm, 1 Red Elemental Blast, 1 Surgical Extraction, 1 Release the Ant, 1 Sudden Shock, 1 Trick Bind, 1 Cause Return, 1 Rushing River, 1 Through the Breach, and 1 Firemind's Foresight. Most of these, especially those 1-ofs like Firemind's Foresight and the likes, are going to be for the combo, for the Release the Ants combo. But the rest of these are live. I wouldn't bring the Boseiju in this matchup though. That seems like a terrible idea.
No, with only 3 Pyroblasts on the board for Astrid and no way to really cycle through and see more than 1 card a turn, the likelihood of them the likelihood that Astrid has more than 1 Pyroblast this game is very low.
Yeah,
Um,
I honestly really like this board. This board reminds me of Kevin's build, like circa 2016, 2017. The sudden shock, the trick bind. Who needs things like disallow or sublime epiphany when you have the tried and true tech? So I do like bringing in like the Flusterstorm, just having the extra 1 mana answer to like a burn spell that's going to kill you, especially things like a fire blast. Um, but, like, other than that, like, going fast is what you want in this matchup.
I also don't mind the Pyroclasms purely off
Yeah.
of the strength of, Astrid can, at least attempt to win this game off of, uh, permanent sources of damage. Um, Having a nice clean sweep to the Goblin Guides and the Swift Spears and the Eidolons is really nice. Um, Andy, we just saw picked up a Gristlebrand off the top there. Uh, and the Pyroblast is there for the show and tell, which
There we go.
is the little bit of a break that Astrid needed here.
That's that's what she needed, and, I was also importantly, I was looking at Pyroclasm could be fetched with, Cutting Wish. No, I was thinking of Kozilek's Return is the one that can be
Mhm,
fetched
yeah.
with Cutting Wish.
Yeah, so you
Um,
definitely are gonna wanna keep that one in the board, but I do think that there's merit in bringing in the pyroclasms.
I could agree with that completely. Yeah, but, that Pyroclasm, so well timed. Like, honestly. Oh.
So we know
Sneak and
that
show
we
players always have it on top. They always got it. Ooh, ooh,
oh, okay,
oh, do we have a Fire
so
Blast? Oh, wait, no, Fire Blast is only 4 points of damage.
so
Ooh. Oh,
yes,
okay.
but can't tap the Ancient Tomb.
Can't tap the Agent Tomb. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Not
There
being
we
able to get that was excellently, piloted by Astrid there.
Yeah, and that's where burn really shows its power in these combo matchup is like, typically in a combo matchup you want permission and you want a threat. Burn can do that in such a good way in just
Well,
like I can put so much pressure, and if you're an Ancient Tomb based deck, taking that 2 is actually real. That increased the clock by a full turn.
And like I was just saying there as well with the those permanent sources of damage, having permanents committed to the board for Astrid that can reliably and consistently uh just send chip damage over towards Andy is going to add up very quickly. And I think if Andy didn't bring in those pyroclasms after game one, that was a really good incentive to do that.
Yeah, yeah, I fully agree, and we do see Andy going back to the sideboard there and making a couple quick cuts, and I think it's most likely for those pyroclasms. Just having that sweeper in where you could possibly survive a turn, it stops you from taking a fat 4 to the face, like, that's everything.
And
And go
Swift
ahead, mate.
Spear gets real scary. Uh
Oh, yeah.
Real scary, real fast. I just picked up
Uh,
my old border Swift Spears for
nice,
my burn deck,
nice.
and
I,
those look very nice.
I have lost many a times to Taylor Swift Spear, mostly at the time at the hands of Astrid as well. And yeah, she comes in fast and hard, and it's dangerous. But
Yeah,
it's one of
Prez
those
in the
things.
chat here, one of our other mods, pointing out that as an ancient tomb pilot himself, it is a sketchy card to be tapping against burn.
Exactly,
Uh,
it increases the clock by so much.
I you
Um,
know, I was playing Painter against Burn last week, and just the 2 taps of an Ancient Tomb lost me the game so quickly.
it's one of those things that people are like, oh well, people are just gonna put Grizzlebrand onto turn one or something like that. Like, why would I want to play Legacy? This is a perfect example of a deck that is not horrendously expensive, but is also horrendously powerful. Everybody has a plan until they get lightning bolted into the face. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, wow, that plan goes out the window. Like, you can't keep up with Burn sometimes. And I think right now, we just talked about in the last podcast, I think Burn is in a really good place. Like, it has ways to circumvent the Uro threat, because when there was
Oh,
Uro and Oko around, it was so many incidental life gain. It's hard to really compete with.
we're seeing
But
Andy crack a pedal to cast a Brainstorm.
is that
That is
is that
rough.
end step, or is that
Uh, um,
main phase? Because that's what matters.
I think
Pass.
it was
Okay, it was untap, upkeep, draw, cast. So it was a main phase. It
yes,
was a main phase
okay.
for it. Okay. So that was desperation. That
Well,
was a
you
hand.
know,
So you know what that's telling me as a Cabal therapy player? If I see Petal and like Ancient Tomb and that's it, and you're on the play, that's telling me that you have a fatty in your hand and you're just missing the show and tell. And
um, or, Discord and Andy is not incorrect in taking it 1 or 2 turns slower in this post sideboard game as well, making sure
Mhm.
that he has permission in his hand against a pyroblast deck.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. That's what I was saying. There was like one for one counter magic. That's gonna be huge. Ooh, sudden shock. Got him.
Uh,
Hansui.
Hansui, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the MTGPL. Um,
Whew. Liz99901. Thank you for the follow. And that's 6 points of burn suspended. That
that's untap 6 to the face. I love Burn, man. Burn's
yeah,
so
down to
fun.
10. Okay, so this is where the danger comes in, is you have to think, if you have one force will in hand, are you going to burn your force will on the pyroblast that's like designed to come after the show and tell, or are you going to burn it on what's called on the burn spell that's going to come at your face? So, oh, cutting wish here.
Cunning Wish.
Blast. Oh, that's a good play. That's a good play. You counter the cunning wish, because that's what gets them the the flusterstorm or something like that to protect the combo. Like, I really like that play.
Well, it. looks like they may have had the combo anyway there.
Yeah. Emrakul. Is Emrakul gonna be enough?
At 6 points of life, well, 3 points because this Rift Bolt's come in face.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not sure how
3
many.
points.
Oh, no, I can see a Fire
No,
Blast
yeah,
in hand
Lava
there at the
Spike
very least. Yeah.
and GG.
Now, we were you already said this, but we were talking the other day about how good Burn is right now, and I think this is an incredible example of why.
Yes.
It's so straightforward, so few decks have any way of really dealing with it effectively right now, and I really think that was a great showing of why Burn is uh, so good right now.
Everybody has a plan until they get lightning bolted in the face, and then they're just like, "Shit, I can't do anything." So,
Do
honestly,
you
like
really wanna force a lightning bolt?
yeah, but
No.
sometimes you just have
So,
to.
yeah, I agree, but you're gonna wait as long as possible to force that bolt to the face, and then it's just too late.
Yeah. And right now, this is a perfect example of a David versus Goliath situation. You might have like this like massive like combo deck that probably it's very very good. Sometimes it just scoops the burn matchup. It's just how it is. Burn is a check, like Dredge, like things like Delver. It's a check on the meta that if you're not prepared for, you can just get domed to the face, and that's where we see it. So, check out
Alright,
Burn and
everybody.
Legacy if you haven't played it. It's so much fun.
So, that was round 1, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. We'll be back, shortly with round 2, where we have Prez, BOTW, and Pickle Plop, I
Pickle
believe?
Plop, I do
Pickle
believe.
Plop. So that should be a excellent match. I see some spice here on both sides of the table that I'm really looking forward to watch pop off. So join us again in just a few minutes.